So, yesterday we left off right here after getting X-ray coming up and doing this sort of thing. Okay, we're gonna run in with grapple selected because generally I like to farm this first CAC for free super. Okay. You don't have to. I showed this at the end of the last video, but you can also do space jumps across like this. But if you're going to do that, you'd want to start from the edge of the red platform over here. Make sure after you grapple the CAC that you push item select twice, because if you only push it once and you land and you're still holding dash, then this is going to happen. And that's something that we need to pay attention to for the rest of the run, is not holding dash if we are going to be switching past X-ray or being airborne while holding dash switching past X-ray. There's only a couple spots where it's an issue, but it is a thing for sure. So okay, so we're gonna talk about reverse slinky, but before we talk about that, I'm just gonna go over what you would do if you're not going for reverse slinky. So basically you want to get through that door with the space jump. The easiest way, I believe, you can do an angle down shot at the end of the spikes and it will hit the door. Yeah, and from there you just want to do a space jump pretty much immediately and shoot a straight shot. That'll hit the gate. From there, you can space jump lower a little bit late to reduce lag. I just remembered that, but space jumping earlier also has the potential to put you in a better position in the door and less likely to bonk because of it. So you can also just like do a one tap here and release dash to be safe, or yeah, a number of things basically. Some people like to do a charge shot, but that is especially laggy. So there's 14 frames of lag versus 2. You can also jump deeper into the platform. But yeah. That's way too early. So space jump through the door, do a straight shot, run forward, and then you just want to do space jumps all the way up here. This door is already open because we laid a power bomb when we were coming down this way. You might remember that. We laid a power bomb right here. That opened this door. So no need to lay a power bomb now to open it. And then once you get up here, you're going to want to jump through the door. So I'll show that a couple more times. If you're too close to the gate, you can run backwards just a little bit and save a little time that way. You do want as much speed as you can get coming up with those space jumps. So like you might want to do this thing. But too much speed and you might get lower space jumps, which is what happened there. So. I think, if I remember correctly, you kind of want to position like from that flower-ish for optimal height on your space jumps. But hard to say. Alright, so here's an interesting thing. I'm going to talk about reverse slinky, and I'm going to talk about my setup for it. But there are other people who are actually more consistent with it, at least it seems like they are. And I know that they have their own setups. So people that you might want to ask about reverse slinky if my setup isn't working for you are Sephi. He goes by Antinomy right now on Twitch. Sloters27 and Sweetnum, I think, are the three that are coming to mind that I think are pretty well versed in reverse slinky. So, okay, so the way that I like to do it, I run in here, I kill the cack, and then I jump up and I try to land right around this flower. Okay. And from there, I do a one tap, roughly. So I run forward and then I press dash as Samus is, her elbow is backwards. And then there's a flower right here, this flower. Roughly right there is where I release dash. And then I shoot, you know, like I would in the other strat. And kind of what I'm looking for is I want to see like 1.5 of Samus's echoes through the door-ish. So that was like 2.5. I'm not saying it won't work. It could totally still work, but reverse slinky gets much easier if you have a certain jump speed. That was pretty good. So like this. So I'm gonna save state here. Hopefully yeah. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. 1.5 echoes into the door. If I get that, I'm pretty confident in having a comfortable jump speed to do this. The thing is, you do have a little bit less forward speed, and so that can make part of it actually harder. Oh, and you want to hop right around this flower when you have this much speed. So you want to do a hop, and then you're aiming for the left side of this platform. It's pretty tight, but it's... Oh, maybe not that flower. No, it's not that flower for this speed value. I lied. Sorry. Probably thinking of some other speed value. Maybe that was the 2.5, was that flower. Anyway, one of the other things about this trick is the more you do it all in a row, the more you start missing things like this first mound. So, unfortunately, I mean, I'm not gonna say this is consistent. I've only done it in like 3 runs ever. But I'll get to that in just a minute. I just want to do it. I just want to do the whole thing correctly one time. Gosh dang it. Alright, well, I don't want to waste your guys' time here. So here's the nice thing. As long as you make it over this first mound, reverse slinky actually loses barely any time comparatively. So we took a little while to set it up in the previous room, but then we still end up saving... Let's look. So like, oh no, I missed. Come on, man. Can't you even miss correctly, Zeni? Heck. There we go. So you still end up with a similar room time. So really you're only losing the setup time from the previous room, which is like half a second or maybe a full second if you're going really slow. So it's totally worth like trying for at least. And if you get it, it saves, I want to say like 2 seconds or something. Here we go. All right. There we go. That was a 3-second save over the failed strat. So, to kind of break this down, I'm going to do my best. It's hard because a lot of it is kind of feel for me at this point. But like I said, you want to be aiming for the left side of this platform. So you press jump, and then you want to release and repress it very quickly, because basically Samus is, if you hold it too long, she's going to fly right over this. And if you release it to land on this and you haven't already repressed jump, then she's going to land and lose her speed. So that's why you need to, it's like a very quick, so you're holding jump, it's like a very quick release press. You know, like just a couple frames. Anyway, so you're aiming for the left side of this platform. Let's say that you get it. What's going to happen, Samus's speed is going to carry her. She's going to bounce up, and she's going to avoid this corner right here. Okay? She's also going to avoid this corner right here. If she bonks either of those, the strat is doomed. Okay? Ideally, she's going to land right around here. When you see that she's going to land right around here, that's when you repress jump after letting go of it. So she's like flying up and to the left. You let go and you repress jump. You do the same thing around here. She'll fly up here. Then you do the same thing here. You'll skip this platform up onto this one. And then, depending on when you do your last spring up, she will hopefully break through this block right here with blue. But if it looks like you have too much speed and she's going to bonk this wall, it's actually better to unmorph. The thing is, if you spring and then unmorph, she's going to fly up, and she'll fly all the way up to the ceiling right here, so you'll have to wait for her to land before you can run through. Ideally, what you want to do is be in control of your upward movement. So you'll break through these blocks, you'll keep flying up, and then the spring ball will actually make it up just over this, like this. You'll come up like right around here, and then you can just release jump so that you land on the platform, shoot the door around, and jump through. So let's see if oh, you piece of crap. Get out of my face. So I'm releasing a little early there before the flower. And once again, this flower that I pointed out is not a good cue, so maybe it is for the like higher speed, 2.5 or whatever echoes. Because this is a lower speed, 2.5 echoes. It was roughly. Now I can't do it again. That's okay. It happens. So we bonked there, just run, jump up, and we still saved like 30 frames over the space jump strat, roughly. So that would like literally even out with the previous room and this room. See, so we ended up bonking the wall before we broke through the block there. So I could have saved that if I had unmorphed early. We would have flown all the way up, but it would have been better than just falling like we did. Part of the hard part is timing when to release. We swung way too far left there, but like, because if you release too early, you're gonna bonk, right? But if you release too late, you're gonna be too deep in the platform and you're gonna bonk like we just did right there. So it really does come down to like some mostly like internal timing. You can totally like develop cues for it if you want to. It's just you're moving so fast. I don't really have any other than the ones that I pointed out. Alright. Let's see if we can do one more. More setup, I mean. So, release a little late on the flower. 1.5 echoes again. That was actually good. That was probably that other flower cue that I mentioned. Let's try this. Nope. Whoa. Okay. This is not a new strat. This has been around for years. At one point, I think people thought it was TAS only. And the really fast, like the full speed version of it, pretty much is. But it's definitely doable. Man, where was that, like... Oh, well. Maybe it's, like, way more speed. There we go. So, depending on... if you have too much speed, you might actually not be able to even land on the platform correctly. And I think this might be one of those. But if you can get it... Oh yeah, see that? It's super fast. And it's like impossible to control. Yeah. We'll just do the other one. We'll do the other one again and then we'll move on. I think this will be okay. Now I'm all used to the other one. Come on. And this one might be bad, actually. Okay. Okay. Select power bombs when you come into this room. And you'll always spin jump through this first hopper, and the second hopper will never hit you as long as you don't stand here. So, like, basically you kill the first hopper, and then the fastest strat here, the optimal one, is to do a short charge. I do a multi-stutter 3-tap. Like that. Sometimes this hopper is going to be in your way, so it's a good idea to get used to always shooting a plasma shot so that if he is in your way, you can hitbox through him. Like that. Okay. And I do find a multi-stutter here very helpful. Because a single stutter, like, it's possible, but you're going to be better off doing like a 4-tap, which I have a lot of trouble with here because of the shot here. It's a lot easier for me to shoot and then just hold dash. So again, I find the multi-stutter very helpful. Hey, thank you so much for the raid. Alternatively, you can just do a mock ball in here. You just want to lay the power bomb. Where's the queue? I don't remember the queue anymore. I think it's here. Two blocks to the right of this one. So see how this block is a little different? So you want to lay the power bomb 2 blocks to the right of that. It'll break both of these blocks and you can just roll through. Grab the power bomb. Lay a power bomb to break this wall. You can actually do it optimally. You can lay it just to the right of, once again, one of these other discolored blocks. So this one specifically, as long as it's on the right side of this block, should hit the entire wall. Okay. So what we're gonna do here, multi-stutter, 3-tap, shoot through the hopper, do a short hop mock ball speed ball. We land right around here, we lay the power bomb, and then we run back and collect the power bomb. That's how I like to do it, personally. You'll see some other people collect the power bomb on their way. There isn't anything wrong with that necessarily. Come on. Like this. And then they'll just stand at the wall and they'll basically start running as it breaks. I prefer to lay first and then grab the power bomb, because then I don't have to time running against the wall. Does that make sense? Like, it's just there perfectly. The next part of this strat, you want to jump and do a mock ball under this after shooting it. This is actually, that's like, I'm not gonna say it's the hardest thing ever, but it's pretty specific. So my setup for this, I actually came up with a more aggressive one recently. What I used to do was pump and then release dash right here. And that was definitely easier. It's about 30 frames slower than what I do now, though. I pump and I release dash under this pipe. From there, I hold angle down, I do a spin jump, and then I release jump as I'm passing over this platform. Sorry, not as I'm passing over it, as I'm passing over this right here. And then I shoot as I'm passing over this platform. Then you want to repress jump as you're falling. Aim down and mock ball through. And optimally what you want to do is what you just saw me do, where you kind of hop. You'll still have momentum from your mock ball. So you'll hop up here, and then you'll do another short hop so that you don't lose momentum when landing. You'll do another short hop and land right around here. Okay? You can try and land here at the edge, but it actually makes the next strat way, 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 way harder, and it doesn't really save time. So what I prefer to do is line up somewhere past this block and start running angled up, and then I shoot, I believe, as I'm passing this block. So we're going to save state here. Angle up, run, shoot. Yep. Shoot as you're passing this block right here. That will open the door. And then you can immediately jump and do a space jump through the door. You want to have super missiles selected. So what I do is I angle up, I shoot, I select twice so that we're on supers, and then I space jump through the door. The reason we have super missiles is so that we can quickly open that pink door and bounce through. This strat is pretty hard. It's easier than it looks, but it is still pretty hard, for sure. If you don't want to do that strat, probably the next best thing is to run into a speed ball or a mock ball and run through the door like this. Additionally, you'll want to kill those schemers in the next room. You could also just space jump across, I guess. So, like, this. Without worrying about morphing. It's still pretty fast. And I think it's faster than going under, too. Anyway. Either way, if you're not bouncing across them, you're going to want to kill these gamers in the next room. So you can do that with 2 plasma shots, and that way you're not going to bonk into them and reset your speed. Alright. So we bounced off the door here. You have 2 options here. This one is free, and it will work if you bonk into the gamers as well, for the most part. But if you hold jump, you're going to bounce up, and you want to lay a power bomb right to the left of that block. That will break just enough blocks that lets you jump up here. And additionally, you'll want to break out that energy tank, jump up and collect it while you're waiting. It is kind of a pain to grab, mainly because of collision oscillation. So sometimes Samus will hit these 2 blocks, and sometimes she'll hit these 2 blocks. And there's a 50-50 chance that you'll get it in either of those cases. You can do a down aim like that, but then you're going to go up into the block. which it's not that bad, but it is slower. You see that? So, like, we could have gotten it on that first one, but the game decided not to give it to us. Either way, you want to collect the energy tank and then go up like this. Be careful that you don't collect it in a timing that it's already breaking some of the blocks, because depending on if you do at the wrong time, I will try and show this a couple times. It might not break a set of blocks, and that's super annoying. So try not to collect the energy tank while other blocks are being broken. That's why we actually break it on our way down, generally, and jump up and grab it before the power bomb goes off. I'm going to show the other strat that Zost opened my eyes to recently. That it is faster. I did not think it was, but it is. So you can unmorph. So you can even K-go through the gamers and still do this. But basically, you want to unmorph. You want to shoot an angle shot up. And then you want to lay a power bomb on the floor. So this is another. This block is different. You want it to be on this block at the furthest left. Okay. If it's any further left, then it's not going to break everything over here. Anyway, you can lay the power bomb and then hop up like this and grab the energy tank. And then go up like this. And it is a little faster. It's much faster if you can time your run so that you can get a speedy jump up the shaft. That's the fastest way to do this, and you can get a low 8-second room if you do it that way correctly. But it is pretty dang hard. That was not far right enough. Still practicing this. Oh, we screwed up. Anyway, this is technically the fastest strat, but it's way harder than the free strat, which is, again, uses bounce. Grab the energy tank. And go up. It's too far left, I think. Yep. Okay. Jump through the door. And you want to do a space jump up onto this invisible platform right here. There's a few ways you can look for a cue to do it. You can see the boulder up in the ceiling right there. It's trying to hide. It's right to the right of that. Or you can look in the background. There are these sets of 2 ovals that I look at. So just to the right of Samus, there's 2, and then Samus is covering one, and then there's another one. So the one that she's covering, I look for that one to land on this. Or you can look at the spikes. But yeah, basically you want to find a way to get comfortable with ledge grabbing. The nice thing about the background cue is that the floor perfectly aligns with the bottom of those ovals. So you know exactly where you can ledge grab. From there, you want to run forward. You want to shoot when you're passing these 3 different blocks right here. And then you want to jump as you're passing these 2 different blocks. And do a mock ball. And if you time it and position it correctly, you'll do this cool mock ball where you like hug the ceiling of the door. Like that. And you'll fly through the room like this. Okay? That's what you want to do optimally. Of course, you can also do something like this. Just jump across, grab the missile. There's another missile down here, so that's why we want to try and land either on the podium or to the left of the podium. If you do happen to get the good strat, now I can't do it to save my life. Yeah. You want to unmorph immediately after collecting the missile. And Samus will kind of like gravitate toward the floor. Like this. And then what you want to do is you want to turn around and do a stationary shot, not a Doppler shot, because if you're running forward and you shoot, it's not going to actually hit the thing and reveal the missile. So you want to turn, you want to shoot without running forward. Then you want to run forward and grab the missile. But you actually, when you do that stationary shot, you want to hold your shot so that you can run forward angling up, and it will automatically open that door for you. And then here's the best part. You can buffer a jump out of this fanfare. Samus will automatically do a spin jump over the podium, and you can do a space jump through the door. Like this. Okay? So you space jump through the door, you want to ledge grab on the corner here. And then you can actually shoot a super into this ceiling to break this boulder that will normally hit you if you don't. I used to think this would be hard, but it's really not. It's like almost free. So I shot too early there, but like it's pretty forgiving, honestly. So shoot the super and then switch to power bomb so that you can do a plasma shot. Alternatively, you can, when you're doing the space jump out of this room, you can do an auto deselect super. It's kind of hard though. So break the boulder with the super, switch off the super, shoot a plasma shot down to the right again as you're passing these 3 blocks. And then what you want to do is space jump. You want to do a jump pretty early. I used to think that you wanted to do like just kind of like release dash and aim down through the door so you didn't lose momentum. But it turns out you can do a kind of an early space jump and then space jump into the ceiling And as long as you have enough speed, Samus will actually land on that left statue there. So don't jump too early, but also don't jump too late, or you're gonna bonk. It's also important that you maintain your screw attack here, or else the boulder is going to hit you, which you probably saw a couple times. I promise this works. I promise it does. Let's see. Okay, so the reason we want to land on that statue is so we can do Moonfall, and if you're not planning on doing a Moonfall, you can actually not space jump into the ceiling, and then you can either do a low space jump before the door or try and time a space jump after the door. Come on. So I missed it there, but you can just space jump into this hole. This is a one-tile gap. It's super annoying. The only advice I have is practice until you get used to getting in between it. Alright, assuming that you are doing the Moonfall, you just land on this platform on the left, and then Moonfall down to the right. You want to morph as soon as you break that block, not before. And then you want to lay a power bomb either right here, or down at the bottom. You can do it. And if you're doing that, you actually don't need to morph early. Morphing early would actually be bad in that situation. So just like that. I've found this to be oddly laggy when I try and do it. Sometimes, not always. I might look at it again and switch. I'm not sure. But as far as the missile collection goes, that's actually a few frames slower to do it that way. Which doesn't really make sense to me, but it is how it is. Come on. You can do a door wrap. So you can open this door from the right side. If you're not moonfalling down, I believe you just shoot to the right, an angle down shot. There is a cue for it. I don't remember what it is. And it might need to be a charge shot. There it is. Alternatively, if you're doing the moonfall, there's another cue that you can use. I don't personally do this because I'm prone to messing it up and it doesn't save me any time. But some people probably want to do it. So it's actually right here? Right there. It's not like pixel perfect or anything like that. But it is kind of particular, and again, that's why I don't like it. The idea, though, is that you do it when you land, and then grab the missile. The door will already be open for you. Hey, Giggles, thanks, man. Thank you for the 28 months. So I like to grab the missile, land to the left here, and then the strat that I go for is pretty hard. I've referred to it as being stupid before, and I'm not going to say that I'm wrong about that. but I'm going to talk about it anyway, just in case anybody else wants to go for it. So the way that I set it up, you can either start here, excuse me, or 1 or 2 tiles to the left. So like when you're grabbing the missile, it's okay to turn, like that's fine. You want to hold dash. I hold dash and angle up on the D-pad until... Wait. Here? Here. This space in the ceiling. That's where I release dash. And then I do an angle up shot as I'm passing underneath this pointy part in the ceiling. And then I do a space jump. And just like when we were going to the right, we do that. Then you can do a short charge and go up the elevator. Alternatively, what a lot of people like to do is a speedball. You're right, that is stupid. Shut up, duck. The speedball is a little slower, but it's much easier. But if you're gonna do the speedball, you want to do a 1 tap, and you need to do a jump shot like that. So it's kind of hard. Alternatively, Zost found something a couple days ago. You want to have missiles selected here, and then basically and I'm totally gonna ruin this, by the way, just for the record. You shoot a missile at the door, and then you do an angle down shot missile on the gamer. And you do like an early space jump, and then another space jump through the ceiling in the door. And that will help you clear this ledge so that you land earlier and can do your short charge like that. So let me see if I can even kind of do this. Yeah, okay, that's not too bad. So like that. And then you go up the elevator. Alright, here is another thing you have 2 options with. So you can do a short charge, come up the elevator. Normally you wouldn't want to have missiles here selected. Should be fine though. Run to the left, open the door, and do a shine spark to the left. Okay? Alternatively, you can do space jumps in that room, and if you're gonna do that, then you don't want a short charge, obviously. And I personally prefer to run to the right and then back to the left, just because it makes the space jumps easier, and it's about the same time. But these space jumps are pretty... I'm not going to say they're like super hard, but they're very particular. And if you screw it up, you lose a ton of time. So like, if you bonk that door, or if you jump too high, or you jump too low or something, you're just going to lose a bunch of time. The thing is, that time is kind of evened out compared with doing a Shine Spark because of the crash animation. Space jumps are a little bit faster, but it's... When I've tested it, you know what? I have a comparison video. I'll just show the comparison video. Okay, so here's those 3 rooms. Done roughly the same. And then we do a short charge on the right and a space jump on the left. And this space jump strat also does the most aggressive version, which is really hard. And that's how much time it saves. So it's hardly anything, to be honest. It is faster. It's definitively and measurably faster, but it's. I remember when I first timed it, I thought it was like 1.5 seconds or 2 seconds faster or something, and it's like, I think it's like 30 frames or. Anyway, and again, like I said, that's assuming that you do the really aggressive version, and it works out. So, okay, so assuming you do the Shine Spark, you want to hold shoot to open this door, and then there's a free strat here where you can also hold jump and push right, and Samus will automatically screw attack into these blocks. It is slower than optimally running forward and aligning with the middle, but it's also way easier, so there is that. If you do decide to do the faster one, you'll want to push left after you first fall in, left or right, and then from there you want to morph. So you land here, you fall off, and you morph. You'll fall down through the middle here, and then you can jump and run into a gap skip, which will allow you to land on the missile podium. Or you can just run off and do it. And then from here, you can either go back this way, or you can run forward that way. You can also do another gap skip, but I've found, at least with my execution, it's not any faster than jumping. Excuse me. Not any faster than jumping and just jumping up here. These jumps right here are the worst ledge grabs in this game. There is no comparison. Getting out of this little tiny space here is frickin' impossible. To the point where I have finally, after months and months of trying to do it optimally, I have finally just decided that once I get up onto this platform right here, I'm just going to release dash and jump up like that. Because not having dash means that you don't get dash jump speed. But of course, walking to the left here is a little slower. And without dash jump speed, optimally, these are going to be slower as well. But I'm telling you, like, it's freaking impossible. Especially in a run. Especially in a run when you're on pace. Because you know how bad these ledge grabs are. So yeah, you end up, you fall short, or you jump late, or you make it up the first one, or you don't at all. You make it up the first one, and then you try and go up the second one and you fall. Or maybe you do get up, but then you're bonking here, you can't get out. It's so bad. So I've gotten to the point where I just plan on releasing dash. That does require a little bit of reworking on my part for muscle memory, but kind of like that, except, less bad. like that. And then you want to wall jump check through this door. Okay. All right. Two things you can do here. You can do 2 wall jumps up, morph like that. You want to shoot before the bomb goes off and then roll through so that it doesn't bounce you up to the pirate. And then you want to lay a power bomb immediately as you come in here. It will open this door. Just make sure you don't lay it here or it won't quite reach. Okay, so it needs to be at least on this block or further. So that's option 1. Option 2 is doing a wall jump morph like that. It is a little faster because it lays the bomb away from the wall. Basically, you just hug this platform from the left side as you're going up past it. But it is harder, and if you like bonk, you're gonna fall all the way down, which is really bad. So it's up to you what you decide to do. Another thing that can happen is you can lay the bomb too high, and that's bad too. So I only recently adopted this strat, like as of the past month or so. Oh my gosh. This door didn't open just barely because I shot at the same time as the power bomb hits the door. So as long as you don't shoot the door at the same time the power bomb hits, you're going to be fine. And so because of that, I make sure to wait until the power bomb hits the door and then I shoot. You can also shoot, you can also shoot early. But it kind of lags when you do that for some reason. It seems like it lags more. So I just wait until the door opens and then I shoot. I hold angle down and I immediately run forward. I hold angle down this whole time and then I release my charge shot. My cue is this vertical line in the background. And it's the third full vertical line. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It's not overly specific. You can even do it earlier. You can do it on like right here, and it'll still hit. So don't worry about it too much. We didn't even freeze the 4th guy there, and it still worked. Yeah, so Duck is saying if you shoot in the door and then release as soon as charge completes, it will hit. That's true. I don't like that strat for some reason. It just doesn't click well with me. There's something weird. I don't remember who, but somebody actually asked me about it and agreed with me on it. Like there's just some weird nuance to it. So that's why I do this way. But he's right. So you can just run in and then hold a shot and release. Basically, once Samus starts flashing is when you know that it's charged. One of the worst things that can happen here, you can actually freeze this guy as you're falling in, and it's freaking terrible. I don't know if I can show it on purpose or not, but it happened to Oates one time in one of his runs where he ended up below this guy frozen, and you just have to wait. So try, like, if you're gonna miss this, shoot early, because 1, you might run over that last guy anyway, and 2, if you shoot too early, you should still be able to get out. Can you kill them with 3 supers? 4 supers? That is totally not worth it. That is freaking terrible. Charge your Shine Spark. And collect the super pack here. Here's the thing. There are times, and obviously this is not preferred, but there are times where I actually end up here in this room with 3 supers or less. Even if you had just 4 supers, I would honestly still probably hang on to my 4 extra supers to make sure that I would be able to do the Metroids optimally, because in 100% you're going to use 1 super per Metroid, and sometimes they don't drop you supers, and other times you're not collecting their drops. And so, like, worst case scenario, if you end up collecting this super missile pack up here, and you're empty, and now you have 5, you're going to use either a super on the door going into Turian or 5 missiles. And then realistically, you could be completely out of supers before you get to Metroid Room 2. So, I honestly, if I got stuck and I had a small amount of supers here, I would probably just wait, as freaking terrible as that is. But you know what? You're never going to get stuck. That's never going to happen to you. So, doesn't matter. We shouldn't be talking about it. You will collect this super missile pack during the Shine Spark if you Shine Spark up from a crouch. If you Shine Spark up from a standing position, you will not collect it, and you'll have to fall onto it before you can go left. Optimally, we want to collect it from a Shine Spark. It's only going to make a couple frames of difference, but it makes it so that we can start going left immediately from the fall. Select power bombs. Do a mock ball under this. Unmorph onto the spikes. Like this. Do 1, so jump up and then do 1 space jump. And on your space jump, you want to also shoot to open the door. Mock ball and spring ball through the door, and then immediately lay a power bomb, and we'll break these blocks. From there, you want to open this door with an angle up shot, and then you want to jump through on the right side of the door. This is another situation where I actually release dash, but it's kind of awkward because if you release dash here, you're going to fall. So you want to hold dash as you're running off and then release it. Or you can do a dash jump up here. But the dash jump is a lot harder to get up without bonking that platform. It is possible, but it's a lot harder. Optimally, you want to wall jump off the right side. You can either do an angle shot to open this door, or you can just open it like that. And then when you land here, you actually want to be aiming down. And that will kind of fix the door a little bit. So see, that ended up being a 67 frame transition. That was a 53. I used to think that going left side here was faster until I noticed the door. Obviously, in this situation, left side is going to be slower because we're not coming through the left side of the door or the middle of the door. But I was doing left side for a long time. Anyway, so you want to wall jump, aim down, jump and aim down through the door, mock ball, lay a power bomb. I think you can do it as far right as the right side of this block. Yeah. So lay a power bomb there. I switched to grapple here. You can do it later too if you want. I just do it here because we're waiting anyway. Grab this missile pack. You can either turn early on it or you can just run straight into it. Either way, you're going to want to run right and open the door. You want to open the door with grapple because it's going to open it more quickly than a beam will, so you don't need to worry about running into it. And then you want to jump late through the door so that Samus's position looks like that. So you want to still be able to see screw attack. You want to see the red and purple parts of screw attack, not the green part. Okay, so if you see green, it's still possible to do the optimal strat, but ideally you want to see red and purple, like this, because it makes this strat much easier. So hold jump and press down twice and mock ball immediately as the door closes. This looks really hard, but if you're in the right position, like I pointed out, it's actually not. It's pretty forgiving. Of course, if you miss, just spring ball up and come through the tunnel. From here, I believe you want to go under and open the door as opposed to well, that might actually be faster. I just learned something new right here, right now, in this very stream. But you do want to jump through this door. Like this. Ledge grab on the left side of this. Then jump up. Wall jump off this. Do a ledge grab here, and then I jump up and do a ledge grab here, and then ledge grab here. I do a down grab here. A lot of these platforms are kind of deceiving in the sense that you think that you can ledge grab them, but then you end up short. So I have kind of adapted to just down grabbing a lot of these, but you know, maybe you're comfortable with the ledge grabs. And then what I like to do here is run forward. If you break the right side of these, it's also going to break the left side. So just make sure that you land in a way that you're breaking both blocks. and it'll break all of them. And then what I like to do is pump twice, just like in Lower Norfair Escape, and then I shoot a plasma beam, and it opens the door pretty much every single time. Some people like to use grapple beam there. I actually have pretty bad luck with grapple beam there. Then I repress dash, and then you have two options here. You can either charge a shot. You want to do an angle up shot if you do. And you can speedball through the door like this. If you decide to do it that way, I jump after the second mushroom. I think you can also jump after the third mushroom. Yeah, you can. The problem is you might bonk the ceiling like that, and it's really laggy. I prefer the second mushroom, and then I release my shot in between these two juts in the ceiling. So that was too early. And then you speedball down. The faster option, it is definitely harder, is to do that. So basically you pump in between the mushrooms, and then after the last mushroom, which is the fourth, 1, 2, 3, 4, you shoot and do a short hop mock ball. Just be careful not to shoot too early, because if you shoot under the mushroom, you might fall. Also, if you shoot too early, that might happen. Okay, so right there, it looked like I jumped, but I actually fell off of this slope when I shot. And if that happens, you're not going to be able to do your mock ball. This room sucks. I hate it. This is the strat that I do so that I can get drops. Alternatively, you can kill all of them with missiles. Unmorphing off of this optimally is normally super hard when you can unmorph with jump, and it's freaking impossible when you have to unmorph with up because you have spring ball. So there's that. And then open this door with a super. You can do an angle shot on it, but it doesn't technically save time, really. See how freaking stupid this is? It's so dumb. So you can do an angle shot, or you can do a horizontal shot as you're falling next to it. Run, shoot after this light-ish. That's 3 lights. 1, 2, shoot. And then I like to jump in between these last 2 lights, which are closer together. You can jump later, and if it's more comfortable for you to jump later, you probably should, honestly, because ground movement is faster than air movement. That being said, if you jump too late, you might bonk the door. But yeah. And that's it for that segment. This is a little bit shorter. It's probably going to be like an hour and change video, so that's not too bad, honestly. I'm sorry, Duck. Man, you must be really sick of listening to my voice. Yeah, so tomorrow / whenever whenever I do another one. Oh, you want to do a moonfall here, by the way. So what I like to do is wait for these to start breaking, and then as I count the third one, do moonfall. 1, 2, 3. And then go down the elevator. If you don't moonfall, you can also time a quick drop, which I don't remember what the timing is for that. But yeah. Anyway, we will talk about Turian next time. It's super complex and very difficult, so I would imagine it, even though the area itself is pretty short, the video will probably be at least as long as this one was. As usual, thank you guys for coming out. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys. We're almost done.